everybody, welcome to another episode of Stage Diving with Scotty. Today is Islands of Pear. Welcome to my show, guys.
Thanks for having us, Scott.
Yeah, no problem. I got Luke and I got TJ. So we got a drummer and vocalist guitarist. Yeah.
We are missing Virgil Willenta. He's our bassist. He's at work. Yeah, and he's an electrician, like pretty much we call him a scientist. So he it's hard for him to get his days days right.
So is Nico not the bass player anymore?
Not any longer. He had other things going on, other endeavors, other priorities going on with life. So just one of those.
He's getting married too, so he's starting his life going down that kind of path. So.
Oh, okay. Good for him. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it kind of a bitter thing or kind of a okay thing? Or?
No. Totally. Yeah. Mutual, amicable. He tried to make it work when I had moved back to Houston. Virgil, we were jamming with Virgil, and I was like, I was trying to get exactly what I wanted. I was like, okay, Nico's playing bass. I was like, Virgil is like also an awesome guitarist and bassist. So I was like, we'll be a 4-piece,
oh my God.
Yeah. And so Nico's like, yeah, dude, that sounds cool, man. But, he tried to make it work with like doing band passes and stuff. And he saw how serious we were coming back. And he was like, dude, I can't do this,
So, did he actually, because I know he did something, he did like a little side project. Did he go back with that?
Not really. Me and him were both in Chocolate Fight Club as well for a while. Ashley's band. So we were both in that band. That was our own side project. But when COVID hit off, we both bands kind of came to a halt because we're in big show towns. So it's kind of hard to do that while COVID was going. So so whenever this all halted, Ashley ended up moving back to Austin there, and we thought it was pretty much done, like Chunklo Fight Club wise, but Islands of Pear was still up in the air. So we both left. Yeah, we both left our side project. We both left our side project, and we were only in Islands of Pear before we got the official he's not going to be in it kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, but, you're the Texas. I know I've said this before on the show, but Texas is just insane with the scene with all kind of genres. It is just exploding. Like
I know,
crazy.
It's cool.
I'm so jealous.
We get to play with so many different types of bands. Like, so you've heard our music. Like, it's not like prog rock. It's not like distorted metal. But the other day we played a show that was it 5 or 6 bands, and we were the soft boys. We even had to say it. I was like, hey guys, we're the soft boys of the show. Like
they were all shredders, man.
Yeah, super shredders.
So it's like so old.
If it was any indication, like I was the only dude. Well, actually, TJ was also wearing khaki pants, but I was the only dude wearing khaki shorts. I was the only dude wearing khaki shorts and Birkenstocks. Like I was like, what?
Someone in the back is going, these guys are going to shred. I know it.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, let's talk about that because you guys are okay. So Ashley, so for people who don't know, Ashley Dawson is your guys' manager. And so again, when she introduced, when she mentioned you guys, and I listened, I didn't know what to expect, and when I heard it, I just like. I'm just flabbergasted with like math rock and math metal and like Animals as Leaders, that kind of style and
Me
whatever.
too.
And I just don't understand. I just don't get that kind of talent. For me, I can hear people that have solid talent that just rock out, and then like some just simple stuff that just rocks as well, like simple punk and whatnot. And then you got this sort of like in between. What for me, I'm saying this on my opinion. Then have you guys, and I'm going, I don't even know what this is. Like, I know it's math rock, but it's something else too. I don't know how, and I just get baffled of how you come up with such a complex song from different ranges of tone and keys, from guitar to you singing with it. I don't get it. So, I mean, how in the, is this what you kind of had in mind when you started this band, or what was the sort of genesis of it?
I don't know.
That's a lot of words. Sorry.
I think I got a pretty good answer for it. So when me and Luke first started the band, we were like 18 years old. We were writing not that good.
Really?
Music. I mean, they were jams.
You should. Dude, sometimes we still play some of those to warm up, and we're like,
great.
Should we still use this?
What's a power chord?
Yeah. But like we wrote these real simple, real immature jams. Back when we were like 18, we played shows for like these like 10 people. 2 of them were like my mom and brother. So we never really found a sound until we got back from Arizona. And when we did that, math rock was such a huge thing in our lives, but we didn't really go down math rock. We call it half math.
Math or slop rock.
Yeah,
Slop
it's
rock.
like yeah, we're more indie rock than we'd say anything, but like
that's what I said too.
It's so hard because when we started in the scene, we got thrown into this prog rock thing where everybody.
It was really big in Houston. Remember that? It was like an explosion.
It still is. So it's like a bunch of Dance Gavin Dance-esque bands.
Oh, okay.
And we are not that.
No, not at all.
For this, so we didn't think we'd really groove with everybody, but once we played a few shows,
sure did. We really did.
Everybody was like, "That's kind of like the like a nice clearing for the scene." It's like it's
a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. So it was. We kind of just got thrown into it, and then we started just trying to get weirder with it, and here we are. We're making some pretty cool, weird, interesting music.
It is, and some of the dynamics are just. Like some parts you're briefly yelling, and then some parts it's like you're. I can't remember. There was a part where, it was Block of Ice. You got a little slightly pissed off in that. Briefly.
Because we had that. When we first recorded that song with Nico. Nico was interning at a studio here called Sugar Hill, and so Ashley has actually hooked me up with everybody, right? If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't know anybody. You know what I mean? Except for TJ. But yeah. So he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll record your buddy's band for his like end of internship project."
Okay.
And so, but TJ and I were like we had always been played like weird, complicated riffs and stuff like that, not knowing really what math rock was. It was just like it's just kind of the way I came up playing guitar, and TJ just keeps everything together with the way he writes drums to the riffs, and helps structure it. And so he was like, "This is pretty cool." So we went in there, recorded it, and Nico's like, "This is awesome." And so he's like, we were just gonna be some, just normal schmo 2 kids being like, "Hey, I got a guitar," We had that idea for that, it's the part that goes bow, bow, bow. Yes. So that was come up with on the spot. And then I was like, all right, let me try this. And then you can see through the glass, like at a studio, TJ stood up and he was like, yes. Remember, dude?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You're like, that was awesome.
But our backgrounds were pretty different. So before me and him became Islands of Pear, I was in hardcore bands. I was a hardcore band drummer, Asking Alexandria and shit like that. So it was when I started hanging out with Luke, me and Luke hated each other. But I found out he played guitar and he found out I played drums. He's like, let's jam. What music do you like? What music do you like? And I was like, I like hardcore. And he's like, I like Saves the Day. So it was just completely, and I like Saves the Day. I liked some of that stuff too, but I was way more into the hardcore at the time. So me and him started jamming. And I was like, this fits. Whoa, yeah, this is weird. I like this. And then that kind of got me into all this. Now here we are, 10 years later, playing this.
Yeah.
So so for teaching, did you have any did you teach yourself drums or did you actually take lessons or?
Yeah, I'm self-taught.
Crap, dude. Really?
Yeah, I'm self-taught. In terms of me playing for almost 18 years, I feel like I need to be always better, but since I'm self-taught, it's a slow process. But so in hardcore, I liked Amir. I liked just death metal, hardcore, grindcore, stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
Literally the farthest thing you can get away from Islands of Pear. That's what I played. And that's just what my friends played. I used to go and do mosh pits and stuff, and I always was into that kind of culture. But whenever I started playing with Luke, I quickly put it all to a halt. I no longer listen to any of it. It's all math rock. To be honest, it's all math and indie rock and emo. No.
Yeah, everything that you are, I'm not. around the corner from me. All the more closer it gets, the more and more I realize.
By teaching yourself, was it just something where you just picked it up, like just by ear? I mean, I guess like this. I'll ask you the same question, Luke, when I had
for sure.
Here, but
pretty much. My family's real. Well, half of us are really musically talented. Like my dad was a drummer in high school, and he kind of threw me pointers, put me on a good path with it. But other than that, I'm 100% self-taught. My mom is a singer, phenomenal voice. My brother, actually, phenomenal guitarist, like phenomenal blues and jazz guitarist.
Yeah, he's really good.
He actually dropped out of college because he was bored because of it. He was like, I've known this since I was 14. Like he's like, this is boring. So he dropped out and he went into audio engineering. But yeah, we kind of got thrown into music at such a young age. So we just couldn't really afford it, the drum lessons at the time. Every time I was about to get a drum teacher, they would move away or something like that, or we just couldn't afford it at the time. So I just kept playing it, and then eventually I could play songs that I liked. And then now I'm here trying to play songs that Luke writes.
that was part of my question, because it was such an odd change of style. I mean, did you just kind of pick up on it pretty quickly? Did you guys just connect when you finally started playing, and then you just picked up his style?
No. The first time we jammed was in your old bedroom. It was like at your mom's old house, and your drum kit could barely fit, so I had to sit on the bed, but like with my knees like squinched to the side, you know. But that was the first time I ever jammed with a drummer ever, and I was like, I was like 17 or something like that. And we were like, this is so awesome. Like, it was so cool. And at the time I was like using cool, like neat chords, but not super intricate, just like kind of just, I don't know, like plucky, fast strumming patterns. Yeah. And TJ was just like, and I don't know, it just took off. Like the first time we ever jammed, I was like that was freaking awesome, you know.
It's okay. You can cuss on the show if you want. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, it's good.
That was fluffing great.
When me and Luke first jammed, also my only reference point to that was like the White Stripes. I was like, that's the only kind of drum-esque that I know that's not hardcore. So when we first started writing songs, dude, I sounded like Meg White. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
It was a lot of crash and snare. That's about it. Like,
dude, that's a bread and butter, dude.
Yeah,
very true.
And then we realized what math rock was, and it kind of opened us up a lot. We broke up for a long time when he moved to Arizona. Then I moved to Arizona. He started a really cool band. I worked a lot, so it didn't really match up until we got back to Texas, and our friend was like, I'm going on tour. Islands of Pear is playing. And we were like, we're not a band. We're not a band yet. He's like, I don't care. Y'all are playing. And so that he forced us to be a band again. And
who?
Blaine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we weren't even a band yet when we said, okay. Yeah, it was just kind of spur of the moment.
Yeah, that was awesome stuff.
Okay, so 2 questions. So, okay, well, hold on. I got to go back to what I asked TJ to you, Luke. So were you just self-taught too, or did you just pick up, or were you like a tab guy, or
with guitar?
Yeah, I don't understand your guitar.
Well, so I have a bunch of older brothers, and they used to like to jam when they were teenagers, you know, and I was like 10 or 11 or something like that. And I was like, dang, that looks like a pretty good time. And then so I asked them to teach me a riff, but I didn't know what song it was, but they were playing the intro to Stay Together for the kids from, and so that's the first thing that I learned. And I was like, but then like, I like picked it up really fast. I'm like, this is badass. You know, I really like it a lot. And so I started jamming with my brothers a lot, but my parents weren't on the persuasion of like, hey, follow music and all that stuff. So they I just kind of like, you know, they like music lessons on stuff that I didn't know that existed. So just like with TJ, like I taught myself how to play guitar, And I didn't learn how to read tabs until I was in high school. Like, I was like, oh, that's how people learn. I know it sounds stupid, but like, I was like, that's how people learn. I was like, that's how they know how to play all this random shit from all these other bands and stuff. I just played guitar for mostly acoustic. I didn't learn shit about electric guitar until Nico joined the band 4 years ago. That's when he was like, this is because I would get electric guitars and stuff, but I was just like, why does this thing sound like shit? I just didn't know. But what
a way to learn on acoustic, and then just
to feel like
it onto the.
Well, because that helps with finger strength and all kinds and all kinds of stuff like that. But I was like, dude, I came up with my own way of playing, and I feel like it is Islands of Pear guitar stuff is unique in its own right. But it turns out that all the stuff that I was able to stumble upon myself, it already exists, all of it. And I'm like, I'm playing look, check out this cool chord. They're like, oh, that's a minor diminished whack attack 7 or something. And I'm like, oh, really? They're like, look, it's in this book from 100 years ago. Look, here it is. I'm like, oh, sweet. And I remember in 2015, and I'd started writing way more complicated stuff, just because I think I was just naturally just getting better at my own style of playing, Mm-hmm. And then a lot of my buddies were like, dude, have you heard of this band Chon? And I was like, nope, never, not once. And you should listen to Chon. Of course, they I do not play like them, but it's just fast. You know what I mean? It can be fast, so complicated like them. But anyway, so I finally listened to it, and I was like, no, it was, dude, I literally went and blasted off. And I pretty much it was I just read the news or something, and I was like, Day, we can do this.
First, listen to John. Second, we're doing it. We're doing it.
It's possible.
well, okay. So when you first got together to play, and you're, Luke, and you were just in your little teeny spot there and playing when TJ started playing. Yeah, there's nothing like that first moment, that energy. That I think at that moment, did you feel did that kind of change your idea of the style or anything like that, or kind of how you approached your songwriting and what you were doing at that moment? Did you kind of go, wow, these riffs are going to sound really different, or how did it come about with that first moment?
It showed me, it does totally, but it definitely showed me that I had no sense of time. No sense.
But to be honest, it also showed me I had no sense of time.
Because I was like, oh yeah, shit, you gotta have, okay, I get it now. But it helped from there. Me and TJ were also becoming friends, but that was a cement, I was like, let's be best.
We literally right before that, we went from we hated each other. We did not like
girl troubles. Scott. There's a girl in the mix.
But how amazing is that though? That music brought you together.
Oh, for real.
It's amazing. Islands of Pear is our baby.
Big time. It's the name is us too. The name it comes from us too. Yeah. TJ grew up in Pearland. So that's where Pear comes from. And I grew up on Wilmington Island in Savannah, Georgia. So is Islands of Pear.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome! I was gonna eventually ask that, but I figured that was too.
Oh shit! Sorry. Oh no, dude.
No, I'm glad you said it though. It was natural. I love it. No, that's so great because I was wondering. I thought. Pardon my ignorance. I thought Pearland was fictional, something out of
what?
I don't know.
Pearland.
Oh no, it's Pearland.
Magical.
Texas.
It's the promised land. Pearland. I don't know.
Yeah, Okay, so then when you guys started jamming, did you kind of really start to, for you, TJ, I'm sure it was kind of odd to be doing some really odd timed.
I still get pissed off at him. For some of the riffs he throws at me. We're trying, so we have this new song that we've recently been playing live, but we're about to release it as a single, and he showed it to me for the first time when we were in the recording studio. We're doing a 2-day straight, sleeping at Nico's house, getting up, recording all day, going to bed, wake up, back up all day. So it was a 2-day straight, just record fest, just to try to nail all the skeletons we have for all the new songs coming up. We got to that song and I was like, I don't understand this. I have no idea. I don't get, what is this? And then I'm sitting there just pissed off because I've never listened to it. And I was like, nothing is making me more angry than the song. Why? And then Nico goes up to me. He's like, dude, it's in 13 count. And I was like, what the hell is in 13 count? And so I'm all like, I don't count to anything. So with this new song, I have to count like the whole first half of the song just to get into it. But it's a jammer of a song. But yeah, but he'll throw me these weird riffs that aren't even songs yet. And he'll be like, this is this. And then it switches into a 7. I'm like, what the? I'm like, okay, give me 12 hours in a Red Bull. I got it. Like it's like he forces me to figure things out. He forces me to do math in my head, and I'm not good at math at all. But
you pull it off, dude. You really pull it off.
I have a feeling that I can only play well to Luke.
Dude, yeah, you're mine, man. Sorry. And dude, what's crazy about that the song is called One Trick Magician, and now we've been playing it live, which was like a nightmare. It was nightmare fuel beforehand, because like, oh god, we're gonna play that shit tomorrow. And but now he has that song down the tightest than anybody. Really? Like I'll mess up and look at him, and he's like,
so fun.
Dumbass. Like see, he's got it down pretty good.
It's fun.
Yeah.
He's like, Luke, you're not counting.
For real. I'm not, because dude. If you want, we have it. It's a demo right now, but if you want, I'll send it to you. And yeah, you could, yeah, dude, for real.
It's a fun song.
That's actually going to be a so it's called One Trick Magician. We are releasing that as a single this month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Excellent.
Before our newer first LP. So we're gonna do the single first. Yeah.
You guys are doing an LP, huh?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I am like,
it's weirder than the first one.
Well, yeah, it is, but it jams, dude. Like, so, like, do you like, have you ever been sitting on some music? It's like, I'm trying to think. So what's some like cool fantasy way where like the main character knew, he just knew he had this, but it's like, so we're sitting on this, like this compilation of songs, and I'm like, this is the best music I've ever written in my life. Like, I know it, wow. It's like, it's like when the Beach Boys wrote Animal Sounds. It's like, Pet Sounds. I'm sorry. Like, they knew, and I've read an article. They're just like, as we're recording it, like they knew this is the best. We're never going to write better music than this. I hope that's not where I stand, but like, it's like, dude, I just know it's like, this is really good because it's got something for everybody. So it's got like it's got a big, like, I mean, climactic, fast stuff. It's got some silly stuff in there, but it's also got, it's like, it just, the for the people 4/4 beautiful, like just pretty stuff, I'm like, we got a little something for everybody, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, I'm just like, I can't wait, dude.
You actually do 4/4?
Dude, yeah. Like,
is it 4/4? I feel like you're in 4/4 and I'm in 3/4.
Sometimes we in the new one, we switch a lot, so I'm like, wait, what's a good way to switch between the two? So instead I pretend that the tempo is like, the BPM is like 180 or something like that. So I'm like, okay, the really fast stuff, that's in 3, but now it's just a double count of 4. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it does to me. So that's why
I'm the drummer and it doesn't make sense.
You know how many times TJ has put both his sticks in one hand and be like, okay, dude. like
it's like, I gotta wait. I gotta absorb it.
I was like, loop that. Just loop it.
Yeah.
For an hour.
Yeah. That helps too. But yeah, sorry. I keep getting excited about like talking about this stuff. So I like, before, like if you'd wanted to like ask about like a new album or anything, I just keep blurting it out.
No, please. So, like I said, there's no like structure. It really is just cool. It's scatterbrain. It could be whatever. That's kind of what it is. But
on a wound that was all your fault, the knife used to cut your neck, sharpened by neglect. She's a holy ghost, it haunts me the most, and it's troubling to be.
So because this is so, complicated and whatnot with the style you guys do and whatnot, when you record for these, is it quite the rough time, or is it you kind of really, you had them already in your head and it just comes natural to you?
It's about 50-50. Half the time we already wrote the songs together. I've already had my trouble with the song. I've overcame it, kind of thing. But when we're in the studio a lot, they'll start to record a song that I don't know. And when we do that, it is a lot more stressful because, again, it's Luke's guitar playing is very complicating for most drummers, including myself.
Yeah.
So it is a learning curve that I have to kind of take into account. So we're there for a little longer, nailing things out. If I can just get a skeleton down for the timing, that'll work because I can always go home, play to that skeleton, and come up with something better on my own time.
Sure.
So, and then whenever we finally do get together, that's when we have the final sound for it. So,
okay. And do you guys just kind of have that in the studio, like sort of like, did you get it down all the way, or did you want to kind of compromise a little bit on something, or
sometimes we like we'll keep old stuff because I mean, you know, it's like you have to have it, or we'll change it on the fly. Because with the way that we've done drums in the past, Nico has this badass MIDI kit. So TJ maps out the song with the MIDI kit. You know, goes here's everything, and Nico will go in with like, of course, you know, timing has to get fixed, just like melodynes applied to vocals, like
not everything's
wavelengths. Yeah, and everything's perfect. So, you know, so it's like he does like minor quantizing, and he also has live drum samples that he'll mix in with some of those MIDI triggers, like you know, the MIDI map, and then from there, I've seen and heard tons of bands do this. You know, they take the MIDI map to make it perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a super useful technique.
Yeah. I would think so. And is that, speaking of the recording and stuff, is that so I've seen a couple of your videos on Instagram and whatnot. Is that, whose place is that? The recording studio, the house.
The record, our pro level studio with the sound, with equipped with sound absorbers, the bed and the rug. Yes. That's my bedroom.
Oh, it's just your bedroom.
Our studio is at Nico's, but that's
a bed and a rug.
That's what we've been jamming.
Bought from Guitar Center.
It's definitely hard to play to Luke. I would say it's definitely a big learning curve. That's something I am very adamant about telling him.
Oh, he does, but it's also kind of my fault too, because I can be a little too sometimes like not overbearing, but what's the like if you expect too much or expect too fat, like impatient really is the word. Because I'll come up with it's like, you know, all in my room I have all my favorite things. You know, I've got a bunch of different guitars and stuff that I like to play all the time, and I just and I'm lucky enough to be able to be in an environment in which I can have creative freedom, and I come up with riffs all the time. And both of my roommates, Virgil is the bassist. He's my roommate, and his girlfriend, one of our best friends, Kate, she's a classical pianist. And so, you know, they'll pop their head in and be like, "That's awesome." And all the time, so I'm coming up with all these riffs all the time. I'm like, "Oh yeah, oh cool, here's a new song." And then so it's I have all this material, and then and TJ doesn't live here, you know, and we practice. We try to get together at least once a week. So when I have new material and stuff, it's like he's like, "Dude, we have to focus on one thing." So it's a boon to us being able to put together material and have stuff in the backlog, stuff to work on later. But it also can bog down our focus. You know, it can throw us off track.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's something that we've had to actually recently had to talk with, you know, where yeah, TJ had to kind of let me know. He's like, "Dude, we need to focus on one thing at a time, because I don't know what it is. I mean, because you know when you go through stuff when in life when bad shit happens, I don't know. It's like as an artist and someone who you play music yourself, you know, for some reason it's like some Panama Canal of creativity comes out. And so, you know, it's so I've been able to I've just been writing shit tons of lyrics, so and shit tons of riffs and stuff. And so TJ has been like, "This is great," you know, but he's like, we need to focus on one thing before we move on. And I've just been so go that I've the thought of focusing on one thing till it's done. I'm like, oh, we're not ever going to get anywhere. But really it's like this double-edged sword, because we've been able to come up with a better, more useful paradigm just very recently, you know, to where we're fuck yeah, we have it. We have direction, you know?
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's been nothing but like just positive and growth lately.
I can't believe this, what happened? Why am I scared to sing in my own apartment? Two lovers who share a sense of humor.
Yeah, for real.
It's so hard. It's just so hard to focus. But I understand, because you're like, we need to stick with one thing at a time, because that was one of the things we agreed with when we finished the album was, okay, now let's just focus one song at a time, because we were kind of scattered throughout the LP recording. So, but I mean, for you guys, I feel like it's just like one huge calculation of, you know, like watching Good Will Hunting per song and going, holy crap, where are we in this part? And why is this like this other one? I mean, that's what I feel, but
that's
sorry.
Awesome, dude.
I'm going to go off on a tangent, but it's amazing.
A big part of the writing process before COVID, I had Nico, and Nico, his first instrument was drums. So he would in our first EP, he would actually program most of them, and really, really hard. I wouldn't be good enough to play him, but I would catch myself up and I would learn it and I would figure it out, and I'd get better than those beats, and then I'd change them before we released them.
So like hard as far as like the complication of it?
Yeah, like he would make him very like
dude.
Block of Ice.
Really?
The original Block of Ice was way more simple on the drums.
I loved those drums. I say it 1,000 times. I say it.
I know, but I didn't like them because
I called you on the phone once. I said, TJ, oh my God, you're the first version. It's so good.
Well, when we first started Islands of Pear again, I didn't play drums for like 4 years or something like that. So I was incredibly rusty when we were getting back into it.
Okay.
So I wrote the drums for Block of Ice just because it was our first song we did.
Oh, okay.
So I was incredibly rusty, incredibly unrefined in terms of me being confident behind the drum set.
Yeah.
But when Nico joined and we started actually recording it, he made Block of Ice incredibly hard. I learned it, got better. It actually helped kick all the rust off, and and then I changed it up a little bit, and then we released it. We actually don't play that song live anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we haven't played
Block of Ice in a while.
A long time.
Just because you like your other stuff more, or just because
no, Block of Ice is hard. It's hard, but
it's hard to play live.
Well, we talked about last time. We're like, what's like we can do it. Yeah, we can do it, but it's like we would mess it up a couple times, and so like in practice, we're like, we're guys put Block of Ice. I'm like, well, we nailed that, but it's like the anxiety of messing it up again makes us mess it up, and so now it's just become like this. I don't know, like
it's the curse song kind of.
Yeah, it's the curse song that we could practice it, but it's just that one, like this one part where it. I don't even really know how to describe it without using like, you know how you develop like band lingo with your buddies where you like use beeps and bops and swoops and stuff to describe. Yeah. But yeah, and also some of our more popular songs that we've focused on from the EP, where Here My Mood Has Disappeared. That one has like by far the most listens like on Spotify.
Yeah.
And so people like it. So I'm like, it's a fun one. And that one's also hard to play and sing at the same time. And I used to get really pissed. Like I used to get really pissed off on stage. Like when we had first started, like I tried not to be, but like Nico and TJ, when Nico was still in the band, they had to talk to me and they're like, dude, like you're clearly like upset. Like what that, like you have to, and I was like, I can't plan and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, you don't have to be fucking, like, who do you think you are? You don't have to be fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's a rock show. And
I was like, it's a live performance.
Yeah. It's like, they're like, it's okay to mess up. Like they're here to see us. It's okay to mess up. And I was like, really? And so yeah, that was like a big wake up call from them. I was like, shit, dude, like, I guess you're right. And then like from like we wrote these songs and they were hard to play and sing at the same time. And then I was mad at myself for not being able to do it super duper well, or like be able to sing the high notes because I'm losing my voice or something. I would get really mad at myself and then, or whatever. And then after that talk, it was like, dude, it was like this super cathartic transcending like conversation. So like, oh shit. Like, and it helped me like completely turn around because I was like, oh, we're just having fun. Like I am having fun, but I was like focusing too much on like, I don't know what it was.
The
like
performance. You're focused too much on the performance.
Yeah.
And my old job, I worked for House of Blues, Revenge Music Center, White Up Music Hall, like some of the biggest venues in Houston. And I did everything under the sun in terms of jobs there. I was an audio, lighting guy, video. I was a rigger, fork op, stage manager. I was literally everything. And so I would see every type of show. From big bands to small bands. And I finally got to the point I was like, because Luke would still get upset if we messed up, like I had a major mess up. I was like, dude, I just watched the drummer of some huge band drop his sticks 19 times. Yeah. I watched big names literally fumble through their sets. Yeah. And I was like, dude, nobody is perfect live. Not one single person out there is perfect live. And
big true.
Because I would get pissed off too, but I wouldn't let it affect me like Luke did. We were a lot younger then, and
yeah, I just get pissed off easy.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's an easy thing to get pissed off with. But once I actually saw that, I finally actually got to practice my own preaching kind of thing. I was like, okay, it's not us. We just have to focus on putting on a great show for these people who.
Yeah,
exactly.
And which we have, and like when we did that, like so now before shows and stuff, like I'll try to, we're walking around the venue and whatnot before our set and stuff. And I try to like as like the front man and whatnot, it's like, oh, I have to have like a leadership role. So I'll like boys, or like I'll get them separately. I'm like, hey, you know what? Fuck it, dude. Let's just go jam. I was like, let's go jam. Like, let's just get as hard as you can. And they're like, okay. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I was like, go fuck up. Like, let's do it. And then so then we go in, we're like, all right. So like, all amped up and pumped up and stuff just to go sing like, or we play some softer. We like, I don't know. We do play some softer stuff on stage now. So it's like, we're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get sad,
We also have a bad habit of speeding up our songs.
Oh, dude.
Oh, sweet Lord.
So when we're playing, yeah.
What's that?
Sweet Lord.
So whenever we're playing our complicating songs live, we just get into the feel of it, like, and we naturally speed it up. So it's not like we're messing up because we're playing fast. It's more like, let's amp this up a little bit naturally. And we won't even tell that we're playing it live until somebody shows a recording and we're like, ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's way too fast. Also because I still get pretty nervous. Like,
well, yeah, but
yeah. And so like, it's like, if I take my hand off my guitar, it's like some shows, like it's literally like shaking. I'm like, what the hell? I've done this like hundreds of times. Yeah. But yeah, so, playing fast, it makes it fucking hard.
I was gonna say you gotta be exhausted after. I mean, well, okay. Well, how many songs do you do during a set? Do you do
7 or 8?
Dude, 7 or 8. Yeah, depending on our set list. Yeah,
because there's some new stuff. There's a lot of new stuff that we're playing now, and
they're a little bit more wild on the drums too.
Oh, dude.
Do you have to do like certain exercises just to kind of keep your fingers like in shape? I mean, it sounds silly, but I mean,
no. I just got these. I mean, like I'm a taller dude, and I just have these little guys. I just got these little hands. I just got these little guys.
We joke about him because he's got small hands and small feet.
I know y'all leave me alone, dude. Y'all leave me alone because because everyone's gonna think the same thing. Like, oh, it's a tall, skinny dude. He's got small hands and small feet. So I'm like, y'all quit.
Well, you're 2 for 3 right now, so and I'm the exact opposite. I'm like 5'10". I have giant meat hands and big feet.
Yeah, dude, I don't get it. He's got these big club feet. You should, dude. We rollerblade. So like we get together, like we all rollerblade. So it's fun as hell. You should, dude. His skates are dumb. They're like these big old fucking space boots.
Well, I used to play ice hockey.
Are they here?
Yeah, they're behind you.
Oh my
god! So I used to play ice hockey, and I used to like go to skate parks and rollerblade. I was a fruit booter, and I was pretty good when I was younger, but when I got older, through the years, I broke a lot of bones, a lot of bones, and so I started getting scared about things.
I get that.
Yeah, so I used to like go down like 12-foot drops and stuff, and like do cool shit, and now I can just go. I can go and I look good doing it. I'm not gonna lie, but I can.
That boy can skate backwards just as fast as he can forwards.
Wow,
those might be like straightwards.
That way. Dude, wait, well, all the bones that you said you broke, or was it just in your feet?
No,
falling. Or what?
So I also tried to do parkour when I was like 13, and I broke a bunch of bones.
Oh crap!
So I've broken ribs. I've broken both arms. I've broken countless fingers. Like my knuckles are right here. My knuckles are that one's still broken. They call it the Hellboy hand.
It's a half rack of ribs.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. I've broken ankle, broken my collarbone.
Sweet Lord, my God.
Broken.
How old are you?
28.
28? You got a body of a 98-year-old.
Dude, I've been saying that. It's not held together right. It's like held together by Band-Aids and bubble gum. I hurt all the time. We played a show on Saturday, and it's probably one of our best shows we've ever played. Mm-hmm. And it was awesome. And it took me. Today I woke up not feeling like a dump truck. I was like, I finally healed. Finally. Oh,
you've emerged.
Well, we played a show Thursday. I worked all night Friday, and then played a show Saturday. And so, dude, my body was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" So, I don't know how I'm gonna fare in tour, but we're gonna see about that.
Okay. Well, okay. Let's
go
with that.
Yeah. Hey, we just like ripping. He's like, okay, finally something that I actually want to talk about. The tour.
I love riffing. I said I love sporadic. I love it. No, but I'm curious if you guys are going to be touring. Are you going to do just small, like local touring, state touring, around the states touring, abroad?
We have I asked if we could I don't know if they talked about it, so I asked if we could, and they said they want us to talk about it. So there's this band, it's this dude,
Painted Light.
This band called Painted Light, but it's a new project for him, and I forgot what his old band was, but so he has like all these connections and stuff. But anyways, they reached out to us just recently, and they're like, so one of our buddies who's like one of our like biggest fans, his name is Kirk. Oh, should I be saying last names? Kirk.
That's fine.
Okay, sorry.
You want me to delete it out? I can take it out.
Okay, so like his name is Kirk. And
there you go. Yeah, I'll beep it.
But anyway, so he reached out to us and he's like, "Yeah, I showed my buddy your band," and he was like, "Holy crap, I gotta have these guys." And so he wanted, like, he was like, "Hey, I want to the first day of tour is starting in Houston," and he's like, "If you guys want to play with me, that'd be awesome, but I want you to go on tour with me." And so he has everything already mapped out. The tour is like ready, and his label is like, but I just sent him a bunch of like cool press information today to get it all good to go, because we never got on tour, so I have no clue really what to do. You know what I mean? I know that sounds so silly, but I had to talk to him. I was like, yeah. So anyways, what do I do? And I was trying to get a brass tacks. I'm like, okay, buddy. Yeah. So I see what you're trying to sell, and I'm trying to buy, I think. And so we're doing 16 cities, and I think it's going to be a little over 2 weeks. We were going to end, and we're going from starting Houston and going all the way to Michigan, and then coming back down. And we were going to end in Atlanta or Tallahassee. But I'm from Savannah, Georgia. And like, I've got like tons of people out there. And I was like, dude, I would love that. We've been wanting to go on tour for a long time. And I was like, dude, I would love to play in Savannah. And I was like, he's been super rad, this guy. And he was like, what? Are you from there? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, we can skip whatever one Atlanta or Tallahassee, whichever one we skip. He's like, we're going to fucking pack it out in Savannah. I'm like, hell yeah. So we're going to end it there in my hometown, which I've always wanted to play a show there with TJ. So
yeah, we kind of played a show there.
Yeah, well, like an open mic. Yeah, we were drunk.
Oh no!
And, yeah, he came to visit, and oops,
we got drunk. He's like, "You want to play?" I was like, "I haven't played in months. Let's do this."
Yeah,
we didn't do well
in November.
We didn't do well. It was very funny, but we were drunk. We didn't care.
If we just start doing Green Day covers or something.
Oh my God.
If we knew those, we would play them, Scott.
We would go with those.
I'm sure you could figure it out. I mean, you do like what, math punk. I mean, it'd be really interesting.
That would be really cool. I mean, we wanted to like riff or like improv, because that's like how a lot of our stuff used to come to be. But
actually, we almost played an improv show for our first show, because he would just play something and I'd play to it, and it would just click so well and we'd do it for like 3 hours straight. And wow. So we're like, I was like, I'm gonna get us an improv show going, and then we actually just ended up writing songs instead.
Yeah.
It's cool. We're pretty okay with just fuck it, let's do something. Yeah,
that's true.
Well, if you do you know when you're Atlanta? Because my brother and his wife live in Georgia, and if you guys end up there around like a certain time, maybe I would love.
We know when it will be. Actually, yeah. So we're starting July 1st is the first day here in Houston, and then I mean they're trying to get we're trying to get 16 cities, I'm talking just like super grinded out, but it's not necessarily plausible. Like we know we're not going to get all like every city that we want. So I mean, there's going to be rest days on the days that we didn't get. We'll rest on those, And so we're going to start on the 1st, and then where's the image? Here it is.
Did you post it already?
No, not yet, because we're still getting everything ironed out.
Gotcha.
So we would skip to I see. So Atlanta will be the 15th.
The 15th
of July.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. That's like that one.
Yeah, it's kind of far out. And what part of you're in California?
Yeah, I'm in like Sacramento area.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to LA in like a week or something like that.
You're just kind of visiting friends, or?
Yeah, no, yeah. My girlfriend name's Becca. She moved to LA for work. She was doing a year there, and so I've been there a few times. Dude, it's awesome, but it's expensive. But anyways, yeah. So we're gonna do the tour, and I mean, we're super excited because we've never done one. So, I mean, I know it's like joking about it earlier, but yeah, I've had so many questions for him, and I don't really know, exactly what to do. I've kind of just thought about it. We're just scheduling. We're just going to wing it and just follow their car in our car.
Well, yeah, we don't. Will you drag your stuff, or will you kind of like rent stuff at each location, or what?
We're gonna. So Virgil has he has a CRV, and it's got plenty of cargo space. So, and he's getting do you see that big stack behind me? He's got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he's gonna get like a 2x12 or something like that, because that's like an 8x10. I don't know.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's really big, and so he's gonna get a smaller one. The only thing I have in my entire rig is this little amp right here. This is a deluxe reverb and a guitar. So that's all, and then TJ's kit. So we'll be able to fit everything in that. So we're just all going to jump in.
Would we be able to fit everything in there?
We're going to make it work.
Yeah, you'll make it work.
If anything, we can run a U-Haul trailer for a couple weeks.
I guess so.
Like a little one.
And this will be your first tour?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, man. That's really
I'm pretty excited, man.
And what now? Have you guys actually real quick? I've only got like 6 minutes left. Sorry. But do you guys have played with Chunkla Fight Club with Islands of Pear as well?
Oh right? Lots of times.
We used to play double shows where I had to play in both bands back to back.
Oh my gosh!
So we actually,
holy Lord!
So Nico threw this big showcase back when his company was all going solid, and so there was like 17 acts on this show. It started at like 2 and ended at like midnight or some shit. So it was like all day. And and so I was filling in for my friend's band, and they were one of the first acts, and then Chunkla Fight Club was like smack dab in the middle, and then Islands of Pear was one of the headliners at the end. And so I didn't have time to get drunk. I didn't have time to relax. I literally played a set, chilled for about an hour, played a set, chilled for about an hour, played a set, and then it was over, kind of. So it was really funny. I was almost threw up at the end of that show.
Old man tired.
Everybody's trying to talk to me. I was like, because I'm gonna go lay down.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I real quick, I want to kind of give props to Ashley. I want to say thanks to Ashley for even get this together because you guys are a lot of fun. And
thanks, man. So are you.
This is a blast.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun. You guys were very talkative. I love it.
Sorry, we took up. TJ, I think we took a lot of his time.
No, which is great. Little bands just go. I love it.